Hi, everybody. Antonio Thornton here with another daily reminder for you today. And today's daily reminder is there's no need to argue. I was talking with my kids earlier today, and the subject of arguing came up. And I said, well, I don't argue. And my son, of course, wanting to prove me wrong, he asked me a whole series of questions, and I told him, and my daughter asked, "Well, when's the last time you got in an argument?" I said it was 1998, and they're like, "What? No way! How is it? 1998? And how do you remember that?" And I actually do remember the last argument. It was a argument with an ex girlfriend for obvious reasons, but what I told them at the end of the day, the reason why I don't argue is because there is no reason to argue, um, for a few reasons. So when you think about arguing with someone, what's the intention behind that argument? Is it to prove yourself right? Is it to prove them wrong, etc.? Typically comes from a place of ego, and with most arguments, they usually end up as a pyrrhic victory anyway, in that you put so much effort, so much energy into beating someone down that you end up taking yourself down in the process, and you feel just as worn, just as beat, almost as if it were you lost, in fact. And then what happens as a result of that is the irrevocable damage that's done. Is that relationship ever going to be the same? Is it ever going to, get back to a place of normalcy? Can it? Maybe it can. I don't know. Let's take, for example, what's happening with Russia and Ukraine. Will they ever have a better relationship now that Russia's done with it? No, I don't think it will. I don't think they will. So so when you find yourself in a situation of disagreement, which can happen, and that was one of the things that I had to create a distinction for with my children, is that there's a distinction between arguing and having a disagreement. No, it doesn't mean that you have to agree with everyone and agree with everything that's said, or you have to condone everything that happens in your space, but there's no reason to argue. The energy of arguing, there's no reason to go there, because it really only hurts you at the end of the day. And if it hurts the other person, there you have it, a pyrrhic victory, right? Um, CF Jackson throws up the peace sign. Awesome. Hey, CF, good to see you. It's been a while. It's been a while. So when you find yourself in that situation of disagreeing, you find yourself in a situation of wanting to prove a point, stop, take a moment, and ask yourself, what's my intention here? What is the intention that I am? What am I trying to get to? Again, is it coming from a place of ego, wanting or needing, feeling to be right, wanting to make the other person wrong for whatever reason? Ask yourself that question. You'll find that most times there's no reason to argue. And there's a song by the Cranberries. I remember them back from, I think it's the 80s, no, 90s. Yeah, they're from the 90s. And there was a song called "No Need to Argue," and I remember a part of the lyrics. She talks about, um, "I gave it my all," but I can't remember the exact lyrics, but it's kind of along the same lines of, I put so much into arguing with this person that, it's like I hurt myself in the process. I hurt myself. So let go of the need to argue. And that doesn't just mean yelling and cursing and all those types of things. Yes, it definitely is going to be a part of that. But at the end of the day, let all that stuff go, because you got to ask yourself, what does that get you? How further does that take your relationship with that person? Does it even allow you? Um, oh, I love that. CF says, I learned from someone to ask this question. Do I want to be right? Do I want to be happy? What a powerful, powerful quote. Do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? And here's the cool thing. They aren't mutually exclusive, right? They aren't mutually exclusive. But the one thing that you should be doing is guarding your happiness, guarding your joy, with everything you can. And one of the ways to do that is to not argue. So that's it for today's daily reminder. Appreciate you guys. Oh, excuse me. Appreciate you guys being here, and thanks for stopping by. CF, always great to see you. And we'll look to see you guys tomorrow on another daily reminder. And here's what I'm going to say before I let you go. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm going to ask you nicely. Like, comment, share. How about that? All right.